Hello, this is Randy Newbert from Voodoo Effects. Just wanted to give everybody an update on the ET ship. I just started working on getting the programming fine-tuned for the vent effect feature, and I wanted to share it with you. So here we go. Okay, here's the test mock-up. This is basically a breaded circuit board that I've put together that has the impulse light effect in it, and then the vent effects are all internal here. I have a couple little power leads running out here for the to run the strip. And anyway, let me get this thing started up and you can see it in live action. Okay, I'd like to first start off with showing the impulse feature, which is on the very bottom of the ship. It's mounted in this fashion right now because I just haven't put all this together and it's in a test mock-up. So the lighting effect will be a little more intense than what you see, but this gives you an idea. So once we go into startup mode, basically it goes into a warm-up cycle, and what's going to happen is the light is going to slowly build up into its kind of max brightness, and then it's going to start going into its feature. As you can see there, it just transitioned into the feature. And this is mated with the Fusion Core vent effect too. So they're kind of a combination that they're both combined in speed and rate. So if when you hit the button to go faster or to go slower, the impulse motor follows with the vent effect as well. So let me let it do its thing here a little bit. And this is in the what we call normal mode. And then I'm going to just pull this aside because it's mounted on the circuit board. And I'm going to hit the momentary trigger. And this will slowly start the ramp up sequence. And it's best shown in the impulse motor because you can really see the change in the speed take shape a little better than seeing it in the vents. So this will slowly start getting it more and more faster, increase in rate, and it'll get up into a point where this will kind of get almost flashing. And that's what we call takeoff mode. It's a really cool feature, and it's all triggered by one small momentary switch hooked onto the circuit board. The vents are being run by two pairs of NeoPixel strip, and I'll get in a little more detail, and I'm going to try to show some diagrams also of what that looks like. So now we're about at max rate, and this will hold here as long as the button is or it's engaged. If you want to go back into normal mode, all you would do is retouch the switch. It'll go back into normal mode. And I built this in so the program runs down very slow and softly until it goes back into what we call the normal mode, or this would be the mode that you probably would leave it in most of the time. And so you can see it's slowly starting to get back into normalcy. You're seeing a little bit of side lighting in there because there's no diffusion on the edge of the vent, just because I did this for this test mock-up to run it through and make sure that I had the coloring correct and the timing correct. So that's it for the impulse engine. Now let's move on to the vent effect. Okay, so just like the impulse engine, when you plug in the power, it's going to go into the warm-up cycle. And just like I showed originally, the impulse engine, you could see the feature. It's teamed with the vent effect as well. So now it's started into what we call normal mode. And you'll see that the impulse engine is going to and this normal mode will stay in play until the momentary switch is engaged. And I'm going to let it run through this pattern a little bit so you can just kind of get a good feel for where it is. I think the pulsing is very accurate, at least to my knowledge. The coloring is, I think, very close to the original. And again, the pulse wave is seems to be very close to the original as well. So right now I'm in normal mode. I'm going to come behind here and I'm going to touch the circuit board with the momentary switch behind it, and I'm going to put it into takeoff mode. And so once you engage that switch, now it's going to slowly ramp up just like the impulse motor did and go into a takeoff mode. And the ramp is going to be slow, and it might look a little blurry when it gets up to its max speed, but that's just because it's showing in the camera in that fashion. So in real life it looks it's much smoother and cleaner. It's hard to capture fading effects or pulsing features on video unless you got your camera pretty tuned, which in this case I don't have my camera completely tuned, but I think you'll get the idea. So right now it's almost in max mode, and this would be full cruise or takeoff mode. And again, the impulse feature in the back there underneath the motor, which you can't see right now, but I videoed first, that is going at the same rate. Okay, so now I'm going to go back into normal mode. And again, I'm going to hit the momentary switch. And I'm going to let it slowly calm down and go back up into normal mode. Oh, sorry for that disturbance. That was the mailman dropping off the mail. And so now we're going into full normal. And it's slowly getting back and settling down into normal mode. And again, it's a very hypnotic feature. I'm really happy with where it's tested out right now. I don't think I'll be changing too much to it, and maybe a little tweak here and there, but not much. And how I got the reverse rotation was a very simple way of making it so one goes counter and one goes clockwise. All I did was flip the strip the other way. I'm using 2 sections of NeoPixel strip. These are RGB LEDs that are individually addressable. And when it comes with the effect, it'll be all run off 5 volts, and it will be done in a in one master controller board and these 2 sets of strip, and that comprises most of it. There's actually only going to be 3 wires per strip, and you can just daisy chain them together, and it's going to be a pretty simple hookup. You've only got 6 wires to get the strip to get hooked up, and then the other 6 wires will go back to the circuit board, and the positive and negative power leads will also go back to the main power, the 5 volts. So anyway, so that's it. I'll have some more videos coming soon, and I just wanted to share this with you because I think it really turned out great for this test prototype. So anyway, we'll be seeing you soon. Enjoy, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.